like the sun, falling, fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing, trying to stop us. The sound of our souls connected is nothing but wonder. So don't give up tonight. Just keep living your life, afraid of being alone. Rise like the sun, falling, fall in the ocean. Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win, 'cause we're only human. The ghost of our past is chasing, trying to stop us. The sound of our souls connected is nothing but wonder. So don't give up tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance. We are here with Season 10 and Round 1. Boogity, 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 let's go racing. That's the green flag jobs. Looking maybe even full wide.
They're fanning out, there's a bit of contact. He's got the outside.
Side. That's a great move. He's got plenty of speed in there and he's being held up.
He's gonna have a better run. Yeah, it's gonna stick it on the outside.
Well, that's a late move. 296 Ferrari, though, finds a space.
Oh, he didn't have it.
We're on the way for SRA.
Welcome back. This is round 6. I got Harold and Jorge in the booth here with me, and we've got some Nords fun tonight.
We sure do. It's going to be interesting to see how many cars actually survive.
All right, so I know we got some people still joining. I want to know how many people are in here total. I see up to 27 drivers, which I imagine we're going to probably not going to see a full grid tonight. Some either people don't have the DLC or just skipping out because of the chaos. But yeah, I would be surprised if we have more than 20 people finish tonight. Really, it's a tough track. It's punishing.
It would be too. Personally, I tried putting in a couple laps before hopping on into the booth tonight, and it did not go well. It's a track I actually never drove until the ACC DLC came out for the Nordschleife, and so I I know I definitely need more time on this track before I ever race on it personally.
Yeah, it's difficult. I'm gonna switch over to the track map while y'all talk about the track. People can look and try and interpret these corner names.
Yeah, good luck.
Normally we would do the read through of each corner, but there's what there's a total of 170 turns, and there's lots of corner names to go through. So we may be halfway through qualifying by the time we got done.
Yeah, that's like 155 too many for me, but you know, it's subjective opinion. But this track's got a lot of popularity and a lot of hate at the same time. I think this is going to be one of the biggest pace discrepancy races we're going to see kind of across the whole league, honestly, because this is definitely a really popular track that people either know it or have never lapped it. I don't think we're going to see many people that just picked it up and learned it real easy. I think it's going to be a interesting lap one, and then we may see a good race at the front and a good race at the back, but this is going to be a difficult one, given that it's a 8+ minute, lap time.
Right. One key thing about this lap, you should treat it as a rally track, not as a circuit. When you try to maximize every corner in any other track, here you're just trying to get to the end of the lap.
Right.
You don't really have to fight for the last little tenth in every turn.
Yeah, it's going to be a race of survival, I think. I think that's going to be a big one. Well, let's see.
Speaking of pace discrepancy, you can see in the D4 hot lap times, there's drivers as fast as 8 minutes and 17 seconds, and others who are 9 minutes plus. So that is a big gap here. And so qualifying is going to be interesting too, as the drivers will essentially have two chances
to
put in.
Yep. And we got a little bit different qualifying rules tonight. And we'll go over in just a sec, but basically it's overlap is more to give everybody 2 shots. Well, why don't we, because it's going to be quite a long start for them, switch over to sponsors. Harold, are you ready for the sponsor ad read?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, a huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from RetroSaga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates. Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario. A toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style. Elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups. Premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. And from Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron.
All right, let's jump to standings, driver standings first. We've got Quentin Shatner leading with a 64-point gap to P2 Steven Music. Steven's got 305 points. Quentin's got 369. And then not too far behind Steven, we got Phil Brown, 294. And we're going to have to keep an eye on Phil, because he is the one that you were talking about earlier, where we've got from an 8:17, you know, to a 9+ minute lap. He's the one that set that 8:17. So I know last week he had some pace on the leaderboard. Also had a accident on the outlap, and then I think he had some incidents in the race, so it wasn't a real clean race. So I'm excited to see what Phil does. Dick Zipperburn, notice that silver placard next to him. He's pretty well got that silver championship wrapped up. It's a good gap down to Moorhead, this being week 6. I know he's always quick, and he's actually just 2 points off of getting a podium for the overall. And then we've got Mark Anthony Eaton rounding out the top 5. And for the team standings, we've got Freaky Dilly Racing, Steven Music, Rodrigo Fernandez with 573 podium hunters, Robert Almeida and Phil Brown in the BMW. So we've got Ferrari, then BMW, and then in the Mustang right behind them, and not too far back, I think within a race difference, GRR running with the Greyhounds, Kevin Unda and Quentin Shatner. And I think Kevin's here tonight. I haven't seen... Oh, yeah. Okay, Quentin's here too. So, like I said, we only had 27 drivers tonight. Some of these people may not show up, which is going to give a good opportunity to folks that show up and get clean laps in.
And Phil Brown has got a chance to close that gap to Quentin Shatner. Their hot lap difference is about 7 seconds, which, you know, if Phil Brown is able to put it on pole and start ahead of the rest of the pack, that gives him a really good chance to just put in some clean laps, grind it out while chaos happens in the back.
Yeah. Oh, Robichaud is not on track. Looks like he's at work, but he is watching the stream, so shout out Darren. I think Darren was a coach pick this week, right? Yeah, I've got it open here. So we had Wilder Vargas, D4 Gold, D4 Silver, Darren Robichaud. So we'll have to keep an eye on Vargas tonight. And he actually is leading the sweatshop for D4, and Wilder's also P2 overall for the total laps, practice laps at this track, which is 72 laps, and that is a lot of laps on a long track like this. So good job for him. Hopefully his practice can pay off for him tonight.
I'm curious to know exactly how many minutes that is. So
do some math. I don't have the calculator handy. So his average lap time was 8:26.
So, factoring in...
Good. For an average over 72 laps?
Yeah.
That is quick.
His best lap time with an 8:21. And factoring in, you know, you got to take time to join the server. You probably had a lot of laps that maybe you had too much damage, you had to go back to the pits. You didn't actually finish that lap. So, just with completed lap times, that's about 10 hours of practice.
Wow. Now we've had 2 weeks, so you know we had last week off, and so you know there's a little bit of a skew there. People that may be more available for laps, they'll get even bigger of a gap. The one thing we didn't mention, we kind of skipped over, was the quali rules. So it's a little bit different this week. Normally silvers have 10 minutes, gold have 10 minutes. Well, they both have 15 tonight, and there's an overlap in the middle. So we ticked over 15 minutes to go in qualifying, and gold is out on track right now. They're going to do their joker lap and then start their full lap after. And I think all the silver drivers that we see on the track map there should be on their first push lap, because we don't have any times on the board just yet.
For those who don't know what a joker lap is, Nürburgring is the Grand Prix circuit, which Formula One has raced on in the past, and it is the first part of the entire Nordschleife track. So a joker lap is just taking the GP route to give your tires a bit to warm up your brakes, and then instead of turning onto the Nordschleife, you turn back onto the main straight for the GP circuit and begin a brand new lap from the get-go with warmed up tires and brakes.
Yeah, and I think they're doing I'm trying to do the math here. If it's an 8+ minute lap, I mean, they want to get 2 push laps plus 1 joker. I think that's just enough. 15 minutes is just enough time. So if they make a mistake on their outlap and they return to garage, they will only have 1 lap, really. I don't think they'll get another shot to get 2 laps.
Right. So yeah, if it should be on average for D4 about 10.5 minutes to do a joker lap and 1 full lap of the Nordschleife.
And so on board with Shatner here, he's just completed his joker lap, just across the start-finish line. So this is his first push lap. And we should start seeing some times on the board. Actually, no, gosh, look at the track map. Silver drivers are just about halfway done with their first push lap. This is a super long track. It's difficult to get used to commentating. So something I noticed, and not everybody may realize, is the ride heights setting, the ride height settings for the cars are different on the Nordschleife 24-hour track, which is what we're on. And so, you know, we're all, if you have any experience on the GP circuit, you may be used to the car being a lot lower and have a little bit more grip. So it's a little bit harder to push on the GP circuit, and you may see some people making some mistakes where they're used to braking in a certain spot or turning in a certain spot. They're having to be a little bit more careful through this section of the track. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, personally, as a driver of the McLaren, I believe the front ride height minimum needs to be 70 millimeters, and typically you're running it much lower than that. So it makes for a very, very unstable. And also when I was practicing, I felt a lot of understeer with the setup that I was testing out too, because of that minimum ride height.
Right.
So typically the McLaren is a go-to car for people new to the game, wanted to kind of get their feet under them, but at this track, that is the exact opposite of what you would want to do.
Yeah, and as we see Shatner just kind of starting the Nordschleife, I don't know what you call it. It's not even circuit. It's a rally circuit, maybe.
The green hell.
The green hell, yeah. So he turned off the GP circuit going through this long sector 1, which is a tricky first section, and then it's a whole lot of full throttle here in just a minute after he gets through this tight spot. And I think we're going to see some pretty wide ranges on top speeds along these long straights. The Mustangs are pretty good top speed. I don't think we have any Lexus drivers in D4 here tonight, so I don't know if the Mustang's the fastest. We'll see. I know the BMW is pretty good top speed. Have to keep an eye on those guys. I know the McLaren's a little bit down. I think the Porsche's a little bit down too. We'll see though. We'll keep everybody updated on the top speed, because that'll be interesting.
Well, we got Cortez on the home stretch over here about to complete his lap, so we could get top speed from here and compare.
Let's see. So Cortez is a 281 top speed currently, and he definitely has the. Yeah, he's got it. And it looks like we've got 2 other cars behind Cortez. I'm trying to make sense of who they are. They're stacked on top of each other.
That's Nicolette and Ryan.
So we got our first time in 8:23.
Yeah, so Nicolette and Ryan not setting valid laps. Okay, there's Ryan. Sorry, Ryan just crossed the line. Yeah, so Ryan's got the highest top speed with a 282. McLaren, I thought that was... he must be running a different wing setting, because Nicolette right behind is 266. That's a huge difference for the same car.
Yeah, the setting I was trying for the McLaren earlier today on that main straight topped out at 272, so there's probably people playing a lot with the rear wing to get that top speed advantage, because you know, if you get onto that straight and you're going up against a Mustang and you got a BMW behind you, you're done for. There's nothing you can do. So that's got to be the strategy they're going for.
Yeah, and the defensive side of that, so you know, it's tough to pass on this tight track, except on those long straights where you're going to wish you had a lower wing. So if you can survive on a lower wing, it's definitely better for the race. But of course, we're still in qualifying. It's interesting that looks like Ryan went with the lower wing trim.
You just got to have a lot of confidence in your car to go with low wing in the McLaren on this track, because it is very unstable through all those tight turns.
Yeah, and looking through the field, it looks like Aoki had returned to pits and is out still driving. And then also Holmes returned to pits and he parked it up. Then we've got Sosa and Ferrer. Now Ferrer's back in the pits now. So a few people have returned to garage and kind of hung up their coats that they were done.
We can see the pace discrepancy right now where we got 2 drivers 40 seconds behind the pole.
Yeah, and I'm looking, we've got a lot of drivers that did not set valid laps. Phil Brown's in one, a big one I'm surprised to see. In the pits with no lap time set.
And they ran out of time.
Yeah.
Did he have a quali ban maybe?
Did he? Yes.
Go check
yes,
penalties.
he did. Sorry.
Okay.
I should know
There
that.
it is.
He's on my fantasy team, and I told him I wasn't going to drop him because of that. So I literally just said that today. I got faith in Phil. I'm trying not to commentate cursing tonight.
We're probably going to see a lot of drivers end up not setting a valid lap period. And so the way ACC works, if you don't set a valid qualifying lap or you don't partake in qualifying, your order is going to be the order in which you join the server. So if Phil Brown joined the server much earlier than others who weren't able to put in a valid qualifying lap, he may be starting in front of him.
Yeah, that's you gotta be quick on track and you gotta be quick at the keyboard.
Aoki's about to start the home stretch. We'll see what Mustang has for top speed here.
Aoki's
pretty high
in the BMW, but
he is in the BMW.
yeah, but I know he was pretty. He is off. It's gonna be frustrating for him because he's not gonna. Yeah, he'll be able to get back around.
He should have returned to garage if he invalidated there. Otherwise, he's not gonna have enough time.
He should get by the start-finish straight by then, right? We got 5 minutes to go. He's not going to be able to come back and fix the damage, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to do the Joker lap, so.
If you went to pits and did the Joker lap, he'd be able to put in.
He would. That's
Yep.
what I said. He should go to the pits right now, but he kept going. I see at 281, 282 top speed.
Yeah, and of course, these are with no draft. I think we'll see higher than that in the race, just for the sake of the draft, you know. So not a huge spread, although we only have 7 drivers with valid laps, but I guess 40 seconds is a good jump. But yeah, from P1 through P5, only 15 seconds isn't too terribly much on this track. Of course, all silver drivers. So we're going to see these gold drivers come through.
Coming in soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to see some gold here kind of spread that pack out. There's a lot of them, as you see on the track map. And we're going to have to keep an eye on that map. This track's so big, it's going to be difficult to keep track of everybody. But they are getting bunched up in the GP circuit now.
We're starting to see your golds come in. Sean Daniels, which is just 4/10 behind Cortez.
So, fun fact, we currently have 5 cars tied for top speed. The top speed is a 282 kilometers, and we have a McLaren, a Mercedes, a McLaren, a Mustang, and another Mustang.
And that's Marco with the lone McLaren matching the top speed of 282, put in an 820 to take provisional pole ahead of Cortez. But
so
Cortez is up about 3.5 seconds.
Oh, Marco is pulling out of the pits right now. So he will be able to get a Joker lap and one more flyer, right?
Yep. For sure. Yeah, that's plenty of time. Anybody that wants to put in one more lap, maybe they've invalidated, they've got damage they want to fix, they've got to get in now and get back out on the GP circuit so they can do their Joker lap.
So I'm going to ride on board with Cortez here. He's up on his time. Would be good enough for pole. That's pretty close. Let's see how he completes
He's
his
about
lap.
2/10 up to take pole.
This would be a good chance to show the viewers what a lap through the green hill looks like. Now, he's about halfway through the lap, so not a full lap, but you get an idea. I think, you know, if you've got a valid lap set, it gives you a really good advantage to push on the second lap, because if you screwed up that first lap and you've only got one chance, personally, I'd be holding back just to make sure I got a time on the board.
Yep. Ooh, Marco just went by 3 seconds on pole.
He's had it. I think Marco just started his first push lap, or his push lap. Yeah, long straight.
Where that top speed comes in.
Tidy through there. This is going to be a good lap for him. This is going to be a really good lap. This will be good enough for pole.
Yeah, just about 3/10 to take pole.
There it is.
20 flat.
There it is.
And it looks like Marco is he invalid right now? It could just be it could be
I'm not seeing he's invalid right now.
Yeah, it's probably just my race control because he did a Joker. So we see Ryan in P3 come across the line. He's gonna call it quits there. We've got an improvement for Daniels, and he is he in some traffic there? No, not yet.
Looks like it because the map is so big.
Because it's such a big map, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I can tell you his gap ahead is 7 seconds. So as long as Almeida keeps it clean, he's probably not going to catch him.
Should have plenty of time.
Yes, we see 3 yellow flags immediately, and then all 3 drivers at the exact same time return to garage. That's kind of funny to see. All right, so we got Cortez in the pits and Ryan in the pits. So Marco's on a lap, Daniels is on a lap, and Eaton is on a lap. Daniels and Eaton are going to have to really pick it up, or have maybe made a big mistake, you know, on their last valid lap to get pole.
With the timer over, any mistakes that any of these drivers make, that's it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lap on the board and you've already made a mistake, you see that with Aoki, Ruzic, Brown, Demler, Rodriguez, all of them.
Aoki just returned to garage, so.
Yeah. And Aoki's got an invalid 820.042, which would be 3 thousandths good enough for pole.
He's gonna have fun battling.
Yeah.
Through.
I don't know what
Nordschleife.
invalidated it. If he cut something big, he may have cut a big section. I don't know, but that is tough to see. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on him for the race, though.
It's quite
The biggest
difficult.
improvement we're seeing right now is Crink, who's in currently P12, but
Daniel spins
almost
it.
9 seconds up.
Daniel spins it and goes back to garage, so he's locked in at P4 unless Eaton offset. Oh yeah, Eaton's gonna upset him here if he can keep it clean. He's already up. He's already up enough for P3. Yeah, I think Marco's gonna be one to keep an eye on. 6 tenths up with a 4-tenth gap. It's a good fight for pole. I didn't think we were going to see a battle this close for pole position tonight. That's right on board with you.
Wow, 1.5 second up. Maybe lost a little bit of time, but now over a full second up on his time.
Yeah, he's pretty early into his lap. I don't know how clean his first lap was, because, you know, we may see that Delta jump around. He may have had a bigger mistake, you know, one particular corner, but he's got a lot of good potential for pole if he can keep this together. Looks like Shatner's improving pretty good also. That'll be good for about 5 or 6 spots if he can keep his delta. Everybody's green right now, looking at race control.
Oh, Quinkett validates. It's back to the pit seat at about 8-second improvement.
And that's the thing. It's not about being fast. It's about being consistent and safe. Almost any invalidation here will cause a big crash, so.
I do gotta say, your graphic settings are beautiful here, especially for this onboard lap. Just seeing the sunbeams coming through.
I know it's so painful to to watch this. I've been doing some iRacing over the weekend, and it's just depressing watching this and then going back to. It's such a change.
I picked up
ACC is so
iRacing with the Steam Summer Sale, so I'm with you on that. When you hop in ACC and see how good the graphics are, and then jump into iRacing, almost looks like you're playing TF2 or something.
Yeah, it's very obviously an older game, but yeah, ACC is just such a good-looking game, especially this track, the new track. Oh wow, okay, Marco got a little unsettled there on the grass. Kept it clean though, kept it clean.
Didn't lose a whole lot of time.
I think he just almost lost the rear end.
Second up.
The carousel, patience. Don't hit the wall and shoot out. Such a nice, when you get that right, so nice. So Eden goes P3. Yeah, we've got 3 drivers on track right now. All 3 are green and will be improving enough to get at least 1 spot. Actually, I say that. Music invalidates and returns to garage, so we just have Fernandez and Marco out there right now. And you know what? Let me, I just realized I'm not showing the pip. Let me pull up the pip, and if you want to show Fernandez.
Yeah, I got Fernandez.
Yep. Sorry about that.
He's 4 seconds up on his time, which would give him a pretty good jump.
Speaking
actually
of jump,
bring him into P3 if he's able to keep this delta.
Yeah, and Marco is still picking up time. He's picking up so much, he's to the point where he needs to take it easy. He's got pole by 1.5 seconds. And he said, no, I'm going to keep going. Almost 2 seconds now.
All right, let's see if Fernandez comes up to the end of the straight, going into the turns. Got to be real precise here, pick your right braking point. If he's able to get this nailed down, he'll be able to pit P3 for me.
Looks like he lost a little bit there, but I think it'll be good enough for P3. Yep.
There it is. Like just under 0.2 seconds, he gets P3. We'll go to Marco and get a...
Yeah, he is flying. 2 seconds up on his time. He's got 1 section left. Taking it easy. Still picking up time, though. He must have messed up that section last lap. 2.3, 2.2. This is going to be a huge gap for pole. 8:18.490.
Wow.
What a lap. Wow. Wow, that is impressive. Oh, thankfully, I was waiting for the map to update on ACC, and they are not doing a full formation lap. I'm glad nobody messed that up. Although it's a 55-minute race tonight. Didn't say that earlier. So they did that, so some of the cars can't make it a full hour plus extra lap on one tank of fuel without having a pit for fuel. And obviously with the pit rules, we don't have any refueling allowed. You have to take tires, but no refueling. So we only have a 55-minute race tonight with a short formation lap, which some drivers are probably going to be happy about.
And so they'll be doing the Joker lap as the formation lap, right?
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm just looking where they're at on track. They're in the straight, right in front of the Bilstein.
Yeah, there's no Joker lap.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna form up and start in the GP circuit.
All right, so who do we think? Marco, Cortez, Fernandez? Who do you think is going to get it?
Yeah, I was trying to. Here's what I was going to do. I was going to pull up results from qualifying while we're waiting. So, as you see there, turn this off. We only had 17 drivers set a lap out of 27. So I think there's going to be some people behind those 17 that may have the pace to be top 10, top 5. It's going to be tricky for them, though, because there's not going to be that many chances to pass, except on the straights. So we'll have to see some patient drivers tonight to not cause any huge incidents. That all being said, nothing like starting from pole. I'm going to have to, my guess, I'm going to have to give it to Marco.
I will say, Mark Anthony Eaton, starting in P4 here, is put in the third most practice laps on the Nordschleife in the last 2 weeks with 67, but an average lap time of 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So, like Jorge was saying earlier, consistency is going to be key here.
Yeah. Yeah, and looking around, I'm trying to see. We talked about Vargas.
I was looking to see if he was there. I'm not seeing his.
Yeah, I thought I saw him, but I do not. So Eaton is leading with the total practice laps, with Sean Daniels not too far behind. And Sean's starting P7, Eaton's starting P4, so I think we'll have to keep an eye on those two guys too. Hopefully those laps will lend them some help with survival.
Coming into turn 1, I think it is best to be on the inside of turn 1 so that you get that runoff on turn 2. Just in case, because they tend to bunch up a lot there.
Yeah, unless I'm thinking if you're Marco and you can get ahead before turn 2, you might want that inside, but anyone past P1 that's going to be tough.
Before we get going up, you want to get the pip up.
Oh, good reminder. Thanks. All right, and we're green.
And we're green.
Yep.
Marco getting a blazing start here at the beginning.
Big
a
jump.
Huge gap.
Lost a little bit under braking, and let's see if he can hold it through turn. Yep, there's turn 2. He's a good bit ahead. Cortez goes wide.
And a pretty
Oh,
little bit
no.
of damage in the back here. So we got
Yeah.
Brown, who unfortunately gets caught up in a bit of an incident. So let's go back 15 seconds, see if we can catch what happened. Just gets tapped from behind going into turn 2.
Yeah, but
thankfully he's able to avoid any further damage.
Yep, that was not too bad as far as damage goes, and he already had the quality band, wasn't up at the front. It sucks to lose a couple spots, but you got plenty of chance to catch up with them, especially on this lap 1 on this track. I think they're going to be going super slow, and you'll be able to catch the pack.
Everybody seems to be slotted in, getting ready for the Nordschleife, so at least we won't have any side-by-sides.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye. We've got a couple that are close, but Eaton having a peek at Ryan, and then Shatner trying to push Fernandez, but he's not a good spot to overtake. I think we just saw Fair go for a move on Zipperburn, go wide, miss the chicane, and now he's going to lose the spot to Ansem.
All right, we can go back 30 seconds, see if we can see what happened there with Fair. Yeah, just misses his braking point, hits the curb. Thankfully, doesn't cause any damage or hit anybody on the rejoin. So
yeah, it looks like a BMW went off with him. Kind of made the same mistake, I think. I'm not sure who that was, but not too bad. And it looks like
cars have.
Go ahead.
Lead car's about to hit the first high-speed section. This left-hander here is very dangerous if you don't lift off.
I'm watching Brown and Ruzick here. I know Brown's eager to get by. I think we just saw a position. Oh yeah, we've got Nicolette lost a couple of spots there. Looks like Crank got a pass on Holmes. Or no, Holmes got a pass on Craig. It's got quite a few position changes in the back. Kind of mid-pack, actually. Brown going on the inside of Sosa there.
Very nice.
Oh, is that Marco that just went off?
Was it? Yep.
Oh,
Marco's
yeah.
dropping.
He went off. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, Marco is in the wall. We see Brown go another move on Crank there. So Brown's up to P20, right behind Holmes. He is trying to make as many spots up on lap 1 as possible.
Let's see what happens with Marco here. Oh, just takes a little bit too much curb, loses the rear, and goes right into the wall. Unfortunate after putting in quite a
we just
qualifying
saw
lap.
Who was that? Almeida? Yeah, Almeida in the wall. Self-delete there. And I lost. Yeah.
Pulling that up in the pit for Almeida. Oh, just hits the grass, loses
I think
the
Foster's
rear.
off too.
Oh, and thankfully doesn't hit any other drivers as he goes flying across the track.
So Brown got a pass on Unda. Foster went off. Ansem lost, may have lost a spot fair. I missed it. And up front, Cortez is still just kind of rocking on after Marco self-deleted.
Let's see what happens with Foster here in the picture. Oh, just comes around a corner and loses the rear, goes right into the wall. Unfortunate. Oh. And keeps it clean, thankfully. No other drivers impacted by that incident. Unfortunate for Foster.
Here. Got Brown on Unda. Brown is already hitting Unda with the flashers. He's getting stressed out because Crank's right behind him. Oh man, Brown's gonna have to keep it clean though. If he's not careful, he's gonna lose a spot to Crank.
There it is.
Impatient.
And
He's holding his brakes. That's good, but that is a tough spot to lose it. And we see Aoki, on the other hand, is right behind Matissey. He's been stuck to Matissey for a while, but he's being patient, waiting him out. Kind of a little bit of a train foreman up here.
Crank just hits the curb and fortunately steers right into Brown, who was just to the left of him going into that turn.
It's like Foster's in the wall. Aoki's still being patient behind Matissey. Of course, Aoki's got Marco 8 seconds behind. Marco might catch up to these guys pretty quick. So Foster looks like he returned to garage. We'll see how long he's held.
Oh, somebody's off.
Yeah, it was Matissey went off. Let's see if he gives that spot to Aoki. He probably should, but it's not really any good place to do it just yet.
Now we're in the more technical section of the track. Here, you have to commit.
Yeah.
If you don't commit, you're in the wall.
Yeah, I mentioned Marco just a minute ago, and he's already 5 seconds behind Aoki. So we're gonna see Marco catch these two guys if Aoki doesn't get this pass done quickly. And I think we're gonna see it right there. Yep. So Aoki on the inside of Matissey. Still lap 1, folks. Ryan in the pits. Did he make a mistake and return to garage? Yeah, Ryan is sitting in the pit lane.
Let's see if we can find out what happened.
Oh, Aoki put a move on the outside of rear.
Contact,
oh, wow, missed that one.
So
Oh, got some issue going on here. Demler got it. Wow, that was good for Demler to get back on track and not cause any other oopsie as he hit the wall. That was difficult.
Rodriguez returns to pits. Let's see if we can see what happened, Rodriguez.
Oh, Demler getting squirrely. Yeah, he's got to let Crank by. He is getting, yeah, and he does.
Oh, Rodriguez takes too much curb and loses it going right to the grass. Oh.
So this is Shatner on Eaton, and there's that Mustang top speed in the draft. And it looks like he hit. I will let you know when they cross the line. It has not updated yet. We see Music behind Ansem at the end of the straight, not able to get the pass done. Daniels on Marco, so we saw Daniels. Wait, did we miss? Am I losing my mind? Did we miss Daniels having a mistake? Because he's currently P17.
Let's.
I think he may have just made that mistake. Maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah,
or a minute
I'm not
ago.
seeing any contact with his car number anywhere.
He's definitely got some contact on the back of his car. I see some damage there. And he comes into pits. He follows Marco into the pits. So anybody who's getting damaged is going to want to come in, get it fixed, go ahead and get the tires, and hopefully get some clean air. But of course, you're pitting with everybody else that had that same idea. So we're watching Fair on Zipper Burn here through the GP circuit. And there's definitely a couple places to safely send it here as we see that happen. On the inside, he should hold this pace. Yeah, he's going to hold that spot.
We're also got a pretty close battle here in the GP circuit between Eaton and Shatner, which I've got in the picture-in-picture.
Oh, I've got... okay, yeah. So I've got chat going up, and it looks like Cube Master's in the chat, but not on track. Maybe he's calling for Sean, but it looks like Sean got taken out by Ryan Spin, so those two guys went out at the same time.
Stephon Buckley, I don't have enough memory to drive this track. Respect for the ones who do.
Same.
I cannot agree more.
Same.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better.
170 turns.
Feeling better. There.
Shatner went off.
I think Buckley was in D4 with us. He's been sick and hopefully coming back soon.
Shatner's turning around.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
He's
take a
dropping.
look to see what happened here.
Yep, he is parked up there.
Oh, he hits a curb and just loses the rear, and then
Oh, he almost
gets taken out by Fernandez or Eaton.
That was
Apologies.
close.
Spins it, and then he was turned around. Let's see what happens here. Oh, just loses it. Unfortunate. All the way down to P12 now.
So speed trap check after lap 1, 281. We've got Eaton and Ferrer, so a Mercedes and a Ferrari at 281 kilometers. Looking at the Mustangs, 278, 274, 277. I thought those guys were going to be leading the pack for speed.
Lion.
Yeah, so interesting.
They must be running
Different
higher
settings.
wing.
Yeah.
For the race setup.
All right, Shatner on Nicolette trying to make some spots up here. Surprised to see Shatner already caught somebody. We know he's quick. Hopefully he can keep patient, keep his patience together. It's difficult through some sections of this track. Looks like he's going to go for the move, and yeah, Nicolette smartly lets him by. I think that was coming ultimately. Just had to play it safe. Aoki on music, and music right behind Ansem too. Aoki having a peek, yeah, not quite enough to get it done.
One interesting to follow is going to be Ian Demler, currently up into now P14. Oh, I think he loses it, returns to pits. He was having a good race. He had a pit lane start, was in P13, but has sent him back to the pits. Looks like to fix some damage. See what happened there.
I saw him scuff the wall earlier in the race, so he's probably nursing some cooked tires. I'm surprised that he was all the way in P14 after he hit the wall earlier. But
so he just touches the curb and unfortunately unsafely rejoins.
You see Aoki get around music there. It's a pretty good spot for an overtake.
What happened there? There we go.
So we still have 27 drivers out there. So kudos to the guys that maybe touched the wall, touched the grass, touched cars, had damage. They are sticking it out. Fixed the car and got back out there, because if there was ever a week where it's all up in the air, it is this week. You don't know who's going to take themselves out, so it's worth just staying in it.
Even if you're just doing a Sunday drive, people are going to be making mistakes in front of you, and so you can just drive at the pace that you want to drive, even if it's a 9-minute lap. If you survive, then that's more to say than people who push it a little bit too hard, touch a little bit too much grass, and end up in the wall.
Yeah, because as we see here with Aoki, track position is vital through a lot of this section, or through a lot of this track. There's so many sections that are tight, and he's just all over Ansem. Looks like he got that pass done. That was a good move. Aoki's having a good race. A lot of good overtakes so far. So it's hard to even guess time lost through the pit lane. Just because I think everybody's got some damage that they're fixing that we've seen so far. I'm not sure if anybody's come in for a clean stop. Yeah. I'm seeing time stopped minute. The quickest one was Daniels with a 55-second time stopped. Rest of them 2+ minutes. We've got Ryan with an 8-minute stop so far.
Fernandez off. Fernandez off.
Oh, you want to catch the replay in the pit?
Yeah, I got it. Let's see
I
what
think-
happened here. 2v2, go back 30 seconds.
Aoki is all over Zipperburn here on the main screen. He is gonna try and can't get it done there. Ah, there
I
you
get
go.
the right Fernandez?
No.
R. Fernandez, P2.
Yeah, R. Fernandez. He just
Okay,
missed.
yeah, that's what I'm watching.
He missed the small carousel.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Just barely.
Not bad.
Just grazes the wall. Not as bad as it could have been, that's for sure.
But that extends the lead for Cortez. He was only 2 seconds ahead. Now he's quite a bit ahead.
Yes, I want to see the closing distance. Ansem in the Porsche, Zipperburn in the McLaren. Yeah, the draft is just not worth that much. Maybe 0.2. Yeah, tricky. Can't really get an overtake done there.
And the McLaren's known to not have
Oh,
that good of. Oh,
that was music.
we see
Oh,
music.
no.
Oh, and Fair. Okay, Music, Fair, and Zipperburn all off kind of the same section. I don't think anybody runs into anybody else.
Let's see what happened here.
I think we had 2 incidents that happened at the exact same time.
Got Fairer.
Yeah, I think you've got the right replay here. I'm not sure if somebody else.
Oh, he
so
just loses it in the rear, and so then we also had music.
separately come through,
Separately
and
lose
then Zipperburn I think had to avoid Fair and lost so much time. I'm not sure if he hit the wall, and I think Zipperburn come into the pit. Yeah, he came into the pit.
Who that McLaren is behind Nicolette here, because it looked like they were racing, but there's not another McLaren anywhere near them, so there must be a blue flag, or they didn't pit.
So I'm just checking in with our race leader, Cortez. Fernandez 3 seconds behind. Not too bad considering he hit the wall. Carousel, so we'll see if there's any kind of overcut or undercut that we're gonna see tonight. It's 36 minutes left to go in the race, so if Fernandez is gonna try for an undercut, it's now. Looking at the track map, I believe he'll have a clean track when he comes out. I think everybody's still bunched up pretty good, considering how long this lap is.
Oh no, Fernandez took a slide. He hit the wall again.
Oh, but he is back out, so it wasn't enough to stop him. But Eaton is gonna have an opportunity to catch up to him now.
At this point, if I was Fernandez, I would throw back a little bit and try to just defend. It's really difficult to pass in this track.
So who do you have in the pit there? Just hit the wall. Is that
Yeah,
music?
it was Fernandez.
Oh, okay, that was your replay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking at pits. It looks like the fastest pit so far looks to be John Anson with a 1 minute 7 second pit and 32 seconds time spot. So he
That's a good
nailed
one.
that.
Eden just
That time
nope,
stop
not
there.
No, that was Dimmler going off.
Dimmler, yes.
Dimmler has gone off quite a bit tonight. But I think he's avoided. It seems like he's avoided some race ending going off. It's just been touching grass, touching sand.
He did go
touching
off,
the
but
wall a
didn't
little
hit
bit.
the wall.
Yeah, I caught him just skimming the wall. So he is sticking with it. Love to see it.
He has gained 1 position since the start of the race, and after stopping to pit for damage with an almost 4-minute pit stop time. So he's just getting right to it. And while we're on that topic, I do want to talk about our biggest gainers and our biggest losers. This may be a bit skewed by pits, so you can probably expect this to change, but the biggest gain right now is Ferrer, who's gained 16 positions in P10, and also Aoki, who's gained 15 positions and is currently in P4.
Yeah, remember, Aoki did not set a lap in qualifying. He tried, but he just couldn't get it hooked up, and he had that really quick invalid lap. I think it would have been good for P2.
Probably would have been. So clearly he has the pace to keep it up, as well as the consistency to get all the way up to P4.
So we see Ansem get around Holmes there. If Ansem's can keep it clean, he can really take advantage of that good pit stop and make up some good spots. Because he's the leader of the drivers that have pit. Not sure where that'll shake out for everybody else. He's still a minute 30 seconds off the leader. But with a pit stop time, what was his pit stop time? 1:07. So he's in a top 5 position here, I would say. We'll have to keep an eye on him.
And so I will say our biggest loser currently, as far as positions lost, is unfortunately Edward Ryan, qualified P5 all the way down to P26. He had a total pit stop time of 10 minutes and 52 seconds.
I don't want to give him a round of applause just for doing that pit stop and not quitting. That's awesome.
I'll say if I had a minute of damage, I probably would have called it quits on a track other than Nordschleife.
Right.
Fernandez just missed the carousel again, hit the wall once more.
Oh, so I wonder if he's to the point where he's going to have to fix damage.
He has to come in this pit stop. I wouldn't recommend him going another go.
And he's got Eaton
right behind him.
Right behind him, just a second behind him, and previously his gap to Cortez was 2 seconds, so unfortunately these mistakes are just starting to add up. So I agree, he's going to have to pit at the end of this lap, fix some damage, get new tires, kind of reset your head a little bit, not over push the car, trying to gain back the time that you're losing. So currently this is the closest battle on track, Eaton and Fernandez, with a 1 second gap.
Eaton is pushing hard. You can see him at the edge of the track. Let's see how he takes the jumps.
Oh, Daimler drifting. I think that was Daimler.
Does look to be the case.
Oh, that was a risky rejoin.
Let's check out some Tokyo Drift here.
Just before the replay started, I don't know if there was contact. That was close.
Does a 360.
Oh gosh.
And let's see what happens.
Oh gosh, that's what I was talking about. It looks like whoever that was got by him.
Another 15 seconds and see.
Yeah, I think that whoever that was got by him though.
Okay, yeah, I think they're okay.
Yeah, we have race control.
Hop back with
what are we
Eaton.
doing? Wondering. Yes, that was Aoki. Oh man, I'm glad that didn't take Aoki out. I would have hated to see that, because I think Aoki's in it to win it tonight.
I think Cortez should come in for pits as well. He has a 10-second lead, and we're halfway through the race.
Oh yeah, and it's the perfect time. He should take that option. Let's see what he does. He stays out.
Yeah, he does.
He stays out. What's Fernandez gonna do?
I've got to bet Fernandez is pitting here.
You would hope.
He stays out.
He's
oh
staying
my
out.
gosh, what's
Stays out,
Eaton
too.
gonna do?
Eaton
comes
goes in.
Eaton takes
I think
it.
this is the right move.
Yeah.
Eaton needed to come
Yes.
in.
Now it's gonna be interesting to see where Ansem comes out.
Yeah.
If Eaton is ahead, he has a good chance for the win right now because Cortez and Fernandez are gonna be losing major time.
Yeah, it's gonna be all on the pit stop because I think they've got enough. I think Eaton's gap to Ansem is enough for a pit stop. Again, it's all about stop though. He's got to do a better stop or match Ansem.
And Aoki's come in too, so it'll be interesting to see if Eaton, Aoki, and even Music, who's coming into pit now too, if any of them have any damage that they're going to fix, and if any of them can gain a position.
It looks like
And
Holmes went off.
Dropped a couple positions. Let's see if we can see what happened.
I meant to grab Ansem. Yeah, so Ansem's on the straight, and we're seeing Eaton still sitting
not
still.
moving.
Yep.
Oh, there he goes.
Goes a little wide and hits the curb.
Eden should
Loses
come
fire.
out.
Yeah, he'll
ahead.
be clear. He'll be clear. Yeah, good time to stop for him. Yeah, and there goes Eaton. So yeah, he's got a healthy gap to Ansem behind.
Aoki also comes out ahead.
And has Fonseca pit? Fonseca has pit, so...
I'm not showing Fonseca with a pit.
Yeah, Fonseca's pit requirement is still up.
Oh.
But
So they maybe pit damage.
yeah.
No, he
They
returned.
do show time stopped. A minute and 42 seconds.
He could have RTG'd.
Yeah, RT probably.
Yeah, and that'll make you sit there, and it doesn't clear your pit stop. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. So he's got to come back through. So now Eaton's got to deal with Fonseca though. So here's where the pit stop might cost him some time. Is he's got Fonseca ahead, and you know, Eaton's best lap is 4 seconds faster, but that's not. I mean, it's not too much to have such a huge pace discrepancy. I think he's going to get around him here though.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it's
Fonseca's
done.
letting them go, knowing this isn't their fight,
Yep.
and that they're both just going to lose time.
Yeah, as we see
fighting each
the
other for
blinker on
position.
there. That's good. Good racing from Fonseca. That's going to help both of them tremendously. And now Zipper Burn looks like he is stuck behind Nicolette. As we see a stop go 30. Fair. Is that a speeding in the pit lane, maybe?
Yeah, that's unfortunately got to be speeding in the pit lane. Having a good race too. They came out 11 positions up from where they started in P26, so that is super unfortunate. Gonna have to do a whole lap around the Nordschleife just to come back into the pits after re-warm those tires up.
If I remember correctly, the practice server pit entry was closed. Or at least there was codes or something. Like I think it opens up in a race session. Is that right? Like I don't think you could practice your pits in the practice sessions.
That's weird. You should be able to
think.
do it on the quali server though.
Ah, that's true. Maybe I was on the wrong server. Maybe I was a dummy and didn't know where to go. A few laps I did. Oh, that was a little argy-bargy there. So, watching Nicolette here with Shatner and Zipperburn around him. So Aoki's sticking to Fonseca here. So we saw Fonseca let Eaton by. We'll see if he gives Aoki the same privilege.
Eden's coming up on Olaya Sosa. So we'll see if he complies as well.
So we saw Aoki have a ton of patience earlier. Yeah, there you go. Fonseca letting him by. This might really play well for Fonseca.
Jadder's right on the rear of Zipperburn here too.
Eaton right now is 1 minute and 7 seconds behind Fernandez, which is it's about a pit stop worth.
Is that a flag that I'm seeing?
It's the name. It's the driver name.
Okay. It almost looked like they put an SRA flag.
Yeah, up on the top.
On top of the car.
Vastly different lines through there. Yeah, and Zipperburn multiple times having to touch the brakes to get stopped, get settled.
Sosa's getting booth flagged right now by Eaton.
Switch over. See if he lets him by here. Yes, he does.
Yep. Yes, he does.
Good spot to do that too. Back to Shatner.
Alright, so we've only got 2 cars left that need a pit, and that's both Cortez and Fernandez in P1 and P2.
Fonseca also up at the top.
Oh yeah, and Fonseca.
Yeah. And we've got a few at the bottom. P20, 21, 23.
Sosa, Almeida,
Yeah.
Music, Ryan.
But I'm with you though, so I'm over here trying to do some math. Eaton's got about a minute gap to Fernandez. That's going to be close. Cortez has it if he wants to pit. I think he's got it as long as he hits his box decently. Doesn't have any other mistakes. But Fernandez is under a lot of pressure here from Eaton. And of course Aoki, because Aoki's only 2 seconds behind.
2 seconds, correct.
And I'm still seeing John Ansom's pit time being the quickest tonight with 1 minute and 7 seconds. And so, you know, if Fernandez has any damage they need to fix, they're going to lose position.
Cortez
waited.
Cortez went a little wide there at the start of the straight. He might have lost a second or two. He was in the grass.
Yeah, it looks like he's survived without losing much time to the car behind. We got Brown in P14, racing Nicolette, and then Shatner P12 racing Zipperburn P11. And Brown's last lap was an 8:22.8, and that is the fastest lap in the session so far. So he's on a he's got a fire lit. He's ready to get around him.
Cortez is in the pits. Let's see if Fernandez follows. Yep.
Oh,
he sure does.
Zipperburn goes off, and Shatner patiently waited and was able to get that position off of him.
Good for Shatner for that. And oh, I'm gonna catch the replay on this one. Brown and Nicolette. Brown just taking Nicolette out there, giving him a bump just for good luck.
Bump.
Respectfully waiting, but I hate to see it. Yeah, Brown's not had a clean race tonight. Yeah, back on. They're gonna start fighting again.
Zipperburn going into a turn looked to have lost the rear. Goes off into the grass. Doesn't hit the wall, but that's what gives Shatner the position.
Cortez should come out ahead by quite a margin.
And we've got Aoki right behind Eaton. Coming down the straight there, headed back to the GP circuit.
Yeah, so Cortez time stop was 32 seconds through the pit lane, 1:07. So exactly matching Ansom.
Fernandez in trouble. Fernandez about to lose 2 spots. He's probably fixing all the damage.
Yeah, he's 36 seconds in now. Yeah, and we've got Aoki and Eaton now that Fonseca has yielded. Aoki's been able to catch up to Eaton, and we're going to see these two guys battle for effective, for P2, especially with Fernandez in the pit still. And a 20-second gap to Ansem in P3. Which I believe will be... do some checking real quick before I say it.
It does look like Brown was able to get past Nicolette. Brown currently at the fastest lap in 8:22.8. Cortez's fastest lap is in 8:24.4. Those are currently the two fastest drivers on track, so as long as Cortez is able to keep it clean, he should be able to get the win.
All right, so we are done checking. So horrible time to bring it up, but as we're watching Aoki battle Eaton,
Yeah,
Aoki,
he had a sniff there.
Yeah, Aoki does have a podium. Week 1 he had a P3, but John Anselm's best finish was a P6. No, sorry, P7. And you guys guess what Cortez's best finish so far this season is?
P10?
P13.
What'd you say, Jorge?
P10.
Let's see, P11.
Wow.
So this would be a huge one for him.
Yes, it is.
No top 10s yet this season. Obviously I'm assuming one of his favorite tracks. Got some good pace here.
Ooh, Aoki's making a move on Eaton right now on the high-speed section. This might get spicy.
I think this is it. Yeah.
He let him by. He let him by. That's a smart decision.
Yeah, you gotta race to survive here.
Yes, if they go too wide in this right here, they would have died.
Right.
And with Aoki jumping up into P2, he is still got the most positions gained with 17.
Yeah.
Starting from P19 all the way up to P2 now.
So this would be his best finish of the season and his probably worst quality of the season, setting no lap. So he's on a pretty good one.
Ooh, a little bit wide. Oh no!
Oh.
The stupid trees. Let me switch. All right, yeah, he kept the spot. He kept the spot as I'm talking him up. We gotta shut up, move on to somebody else.
And so this is the closest battle, so I'm just gonna keep it on the pip here.
I'll keep
Aoki's wing in view.
I'll keep an eye on Cortez.
Yeah, Cortez about 14 seconds in the lead, so again, comfortable if he can just hang on. There's 16 minutes left to go. You know what? Where is he on track? So he's through second one. He'll have to, we got 2 more laps. Yeah, 2 more laps of racing for him.
I think it's this one and 2 extra ones.
Yeah. So I guess I said it wrong, but 2 more after this.
Where it currently stands right now, by the end of this race, we could see quite the shakeup in positions. The current top 3 in D4, as of the standings right now, Steven Music is the only one that's in the top 5. And then Quentin Shatner. So Steven Music, who's currently P2 in the championship, is P5 for the race so far. Quentin Shatner, who's P1, is P10. Phil Brown, who's P3 in the championship, is P12 in the race. So we could see quite a change up here, even Quentin Shatner's comfortable 64-point lead. That's going to shrink quite a bit by the end of this race with Stephen Music 5 positions above him right now.
Yeah, and 2 races left, and you guys know what next week is.
Wet Coda.
Wet
The
Coda.
abomination.
Yeah, the abomination. If this was an abomination, that is for sure an abomination.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I decided to do this race, but skip Coda.
Whereas I remember in the livery reveal, Wet Coda would be diabolical.
Right. I think you called that. And then they announced it. Doug was behind the screen just changing it just to spite you.
Right.
Last minute change. So, our closest gap right now, Madison on fair, which he's still got that stop go 30.
I mean, I think it's better to just take it to the end and get the penalty. What is it, 45 seconds? What's the penalty
but at what point do you get DQ'd? Is it 3 laps?
3 laps.
I think he
has
think
to
he'll be able to make it. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to stop.
At this point, why risk having Madison take him out of frustration,
I think with the stop go 30, it's a drive-through is what, 30 seconds if you don't take it?
Correct.
Whereas a stop go 30, I think it's more like 120 or 180 seconds.
Well, think about this. We've got a 30-second tire change, so that's about what our normal pit stops are. So if he nails it, it's about a minute 7, minute 10, that range, right?
Mm-hmm. So he would actually, it would better serve him to take the stop go 30 than to take that penalty. If it's like 120, 180 seconds.
Yeah, which, again, I think he's going to get DQ'd before that. Oh. And there's Madison getting impatient. That's where, yeah, so okay, he does get by. I was going to say, it's the dangerous game staying out when you got a car behind you that's pushing so hard. And now we got some teammates here, I think, right? Music
yeah, Fernandez and Music.
Yeah, so
and Music,
we'll see.
Music is not going to want to let this position up here because he's in the top 3 driver standings, battling for position here, especially with Shatner and P10. So the more of an advantage he can gain on Shatner, the better for his season. So it'll be interesting to see if Team Orders will come into play here. Yeah. Fernandez does look to have the pace on him. I think he pit later. Yep, there he goes. He lets him by. Fernandez with the fresher tires due to that late pit. And then Music also looked to be experiencing some damage too. Where Fernandez, his stop was a minute 36 seconds, so he had about 30 seconds of damage to fix. So he should be running a bit quicker than Music is. That gap's already over a second now, so...
Yeah. Didn't do him a solid, give him a draft, though.
No.
Yeah, with
Marco
Daniels
looks to be getting a draft on Daniels here.
I was just about to say, yeah, so Daniels is off of these 2 guys by about 8 seconds, but he's getting some pressure behind from Marco. And we may see a new top speed because Marco is stuck to the back of Daniels right there. Current top speed on the speed trap. Yeah,
285.
285, yeah. So
wow,
280.
That slipstream was powerful.
His fastest so far was 281, so he just got 4 mile an hour faster just on that. That was huge. Not enough to get by Daniels, though.
Sosa and Almeida are our 2 drivers left yet to pit, but Sosa's in the pits currently. So yeah, Marco and Daniels is the closest battle we've currently got going on. All other drivers have a gap of about 2 seconds or more between them. So we'll just hang tight, see if Marco's able to get past Daniels.
We got somebody off and returned to garage. That was Rodriguez.
It does look like we've had a couple drivers leave now, down to 25 after starting with 27.
Yeah, it looks like, oh gosh, who was it? I forgot. We were singing his praises. Had a super long pit stop, fixed it. It's like 8 minutes. I think he left.
Oh,
Goldfish brain forgot already, so.
unfortunate. With where we're at currently, when Cortez finishes his lap, then we should be on the final lap of the race.
Aoki's not gaining on Cortez. He actually lost 2/10 in the first sector. So, as it stands, Cortez should be able to walk away with the win.
Should. We'll see. We'll see. He's had a really clean race so far. So if anybody deserves it out there, I think it's Cortez. He's was able to get a good qualifying going and survive. And Aoki's drive to the front has been impressive though. Reminds me of, I think it was it season 6, D5, Laguna Seca race. I think we saw Pat Cockcroft go from pole position, screwed up the start, had to do a drive-through, came out of the back, and then won the race. So that was one for the record
legendary.
books. Yeah,
wow.
Legendary race.
I think Aoki's race is going to be kind of like that. Even if he doesn't get the win tonight, still to go from no qualifying all the way up to P2 is really impressive.
P2.
Yeah.
I've been watching Cortez here. He's still pushing like it's qualifying. He's touched the grass at least 3 times in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, his last lap was a 9:20. So.
Oh, and Marco almost loses it there. Coming up real fast on Daniels. Just had to slam the brakes and really gain control of the car back. We've also got Fernandez who's caught up to John
big
Ansem
time.
now.
Oh, wow. That was...
something happened to Ansem here. Let's go see if we can
I'll let you
catch
get
what
the replay.
happened. Oh, Ansem loses the rear, goes right into the wall. That is real unfortunate. It's going to be a lot of damage.
He has had a really clean race so far, though. Man.
Hopefully he's able to... And this could actually, you know, be good for Music. If Ansem's got damage, he's got a nurse. Music's only 3 seconds behind.
Yeah, and remember, we're going to get the rest of this lap
plus one more.
Yeah.
Alright, heading back to Marco here. Still the closest battle on track, but I'm going to keep an eye on the gap between Music and Ansem.
Yeah, Marco's kind of backed up a little bit. Gave Daniel some space. We'll see if he tries to close that gap kind of the beginning of, I guess, Sector 2. Yellow flag looks like car 122. Who is that?
Let's see, it's Fair. Let's see if we can catch what happened here.
He's back on track.
Oh, didn't go back far enough, but looked to have hit the wall.
Oh, we got Pat in the chat. I'm so glad you could be there to hear us give you a good shout out.
Let's see if we can go
Sorry,
back.
I've been
further,
not paying attention to the chat like I should be.
Alright, here comes Fairer. Nice and clean through there. There. Oh, just loses the rear, goes into the wall. probably a little bit too much on the gas. And Ferris sent it back to the pits, unfortunately for him.
Am I seeing this right? Fair, yeah. Fair on Madison. We've got two fairs. We got P, Fair, and Eva. I think it's Dan and Phil. Madison lets him by. I think Madison's carrying a ton of, which Fair is carrying a ton of damage too. I don't know if Madison maybe just went wide there. Oh, well, Fair definitely went wide.
Fair goes on the grass.
Wow. I'm surprised Madison wasn't able to get by just then.
And we've got Marco right on the bumper of Daniels, just giving him a lot of pressure here. Which I've got in the picture-in-picture. I got the
Madison blinking.
Big wing of the Mercedes.
Yeah, Madison is blinking. As he hits the wall, I think Madison's having connection issues. I think he's having connection issues.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
The timing board screwing up on his name. It keeps popping in P1 and then back to P16, and then he just went off. Marco on Daniels. I'm glad I switched.
Big run.
Yep.
Daniel's gonna tuck back into the draft.
Yeah,
Let's
he's gonna
see,
take the toe.
Let's see if he can pull back out of it. I don't know if he's got enough though. Yeah, it's just not enough.
McLaren capped at 275.
Just slightly getting in there. He's not going to make it to the end.
Yeah, so Daniels did not beat his best top speed so far of 281. I'm surprised because he had a draft for a long time there.
And Marco was really able to get on the brakes a lot later than Daniels was able to.
Yeah, Daniels having feather the throttle here. Not wanting to go for a sin on turn one. But I think Marco's trimmed that wing down.
Oh,
and there he goes
Marco goes wide.
Oh, no.
He swings back through. He's going to keep the spot, but that was, as I was saying, he's trimmed the wing down. I think he has. We see Madison in the pits.
Yes.
Madison, yeah. So currently P16, but we'll see. I would be willing to bet there's some connection issues there.
And for both Cortez and Aoki, they both put in their personal bests on these last laps.
Yeah, those two are pushing.
Just 2 tenths off from each other. So as long as Cortez can keep it clean, he's got a 15-second gap, so he can kind of breeze through this last lap as he comes in for a win.
Yeah, but the spectacle, Harold, the spectacle, we need it.
I agree, and in fact, we've got music. He's closed that gap on Ansem. He's less than a second behind him. So this next lap is going to be really exciting to see how music pushes. And if he can get around Ansem now, especially as they get into the Nordschleife part of the circuit.
So everybody behind the leader in that pack is going to finish on this coming up lap. Except for car 5, I can't find him, 561, Almeida. So Almeida's in front of the leader. He's gonna have to do one more lap after the leader crosses, right?
Yes. Yes, he will.
Yeah.
And in another battle I keep a close eye on is Eaton and Fernandez in P3 and P4. Eaton's last lap was an 8:31.4. Fernandez put in the fastest lap of the race with an 8:22.5.
Wow.
So Fernandez has got a lot of pace in his pocket, and
yeah, we watched Music let his teammate, Fernandez by, and that wasn't that long ago, and he's already got a 10-second gap. to music.
So with Eaton, if he makes any mistakes, Fernandez has got the pace that he could catch up by the end of the lap, potentially make that podium position.
You know, I say car 561's gonna have to do one more lap. He could slow up and let the leader by.
Yes.
And finish. That's Almeida. He's got a minute gap to Demler behind. I think that's the move.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of fuel he's running, you know, on board if he's maxed or not, but as far as just safety, like it's a risk to do another lap. You know, just bring home those points.
If it was me, I would say, "Oh no, I made a mistake," and the leader's gone by.
Yeah, I mean, if you get your map up, you can go
Yeah.
super slow and let him catch up, and then let him pass you on the straight.
And if you're
you can
HUD, if you're
time
just looking at like the gap to
the relative, yeah, because there's nobody
the
between
relative.
them, so yeah, there's a safe sportsman-like way to do that.
We got
Music.
music right on the back
Yep.
of Ansem,
Music
and
is-
Daniels on the back of Marco, and Shatner on the back of Greer. So this last
lap,
people are pushing for these positions, which for the driver standings are critical for Music and Shatner to gain
Yeah.
these positions.
and so Shatner is battling Greer in another Mustang. So similar car, you know, same car, depending on the setup, but different pace as
Oh,
Shatner
Shatner
gets through
gets
the
the
inside
pass.
there. Yep, Greer playing it
Nice,
safe.
clean pass there.
Greer not defending too hard, just trying to keep to his line. So we'll see if Daniels can get something going on Marco here. He's last
Marco
lap.
must be losing pace.
Yeah.
Because he passed Daniels earlier, but through this section of the track, Daniels is really caught up and fast.
I think between Music and Ansem here, the determining factor will be the top speed. If Music has a better top speed, he should just hang in there until the last straight instead of forcing it past now.
That's right. That's right. Which
Yeah, and before Marco got that slipstream, Music did have the best top speed at 282 kilometers an hour.
yeah, there's 2 kmh between them. Interested with Daniels and Marco though, because Marco's got the top of the 285. Of course, he had the draft, but I don't know if Daniels is the wing settings between these two guys. As we go back over to him, he is about a second off now, so he lost some time. See if he can get that gap closed back up.
Music is really pressing Ansem right now.
Yeah, Ansem's getting a little slidey, and Music is tasting blood in the water, smelling blood in the water. Do sharks smell or taste blood? Smell blood, right?
Yes.
Right.
I failed biology, so I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, he's smelling
That's. You can always go back to Finding Nemo, that classic scene. The blood goes right into the nostrils of the shark, and
There you go.
they just lose their minds. It's science.
blood. Do sharks have noses where they breathe out of, or do they have gills? Do they breathe
In
out of their
Finding Nemo,
nose?
they have noses, so that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna go by.
We see Cortez on the final part of this lap,
Yep.
securing his victory.
We will watch him cross the line and then switch back over to Music real quick because that might get spicy on the straight. So Cortez takes the win here. Kept it
Very
clean.
well-earned win for Cortez.
Yeah.
And puts in the fastest lap.
At the
On the
last
last
lap.
lap.
doing
Oh,
so.
that's
On
dumb.
the
For the
last
extra
lap.
point.
By a good margin, too. 820.9. Wow.
So About a second and a half on top of the previous fastest lap.
As we were saying, he needs to take it easy. He was
Here we
taking
go,
it
guys.
easy. Yep.
Music is making the move on Ansem right now.
All right, here we go.
Yep. I think it's on. Yeah, that's it.
Just got to stick that last little chicane, and he's good.
Ansem's not giving up.
Hope that Ansem's not going to get the slipstream here.
Yeah, Ansem stays out of the slipstream that whole time, though. So I think Ansem's keeping it safe. I don't think he's going to be able to get the move done. Let's see how the braking is.
Porsche's got really good brakes, so... Oh, he's...
Yeah.
Loses it a little bit. Might be suffering from some damage, but... Music's able to keep the position.
Yeah,
very well done.
To Greer on Shatner. I don't know if this is enough of a gap.
We had a pass with Ferrer and Nicolette back in P14 and 15.
Nicolette
looks
went
like
off.
yeah, Nicolette goes off. Going slow around the track. Oh, they must have had a wheel disconnect because they come back on the track and it's just seems to have been no input. I wonder what happened there.
Oh. That's no bueno. So we see Shatner stay ahead of Gruger through that last lap. And we missed quite a few people coming through, but yeah, Cortez takes the win. Aoki P2 and Eaton P3. We see Zipperburn coming through, crossing the line.
Oh, Almeida.
Yeah, we're gonna watch his
continuing on.
We're gonna watch his sector 2 and 3 on board.
I'm gonna keep going.
We got nothing else going on.
Watch him steal the fastest lap.
Yeah, right. That's why he stayed down. I don't know, with an 8:20.9, that's pretty dominant at the end of the race.
No one else has come close to that for a final lap.
That's what I was saying. I think Cortez was taking it easy. Like when it looked like he was pushing, I don't think he was. I think he waited into the last lap to snag that. So Nicolette is still driving through the grass, just taking it easy on the straight.
He's some full steering luck right, and he's going left.
Oh man, he is gonna cross the line.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. You hear that tire?
Yeah.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Oh man. I don't know if there's a camera that'll show it. Yeah. There's a steering input. Oh man, he's sticking it out though. So he has got 30. He should be able to finish in this spot, but got the flashers on. Just trying to bring it on home.
A valiant effort.
Hopefully those tires don't pop on the way in.
Oh.
just keep going, man. You got it. Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And just go ahead and cut that chicane. Nobody's watching. Oh, he keeps it on track? Oh, I would have totally went. I would have went straight right there. Screw it.
It's reminded me of Ricky Bobby when he first gets back at the NASCAR car and all the other cars go flying by him.
He's being super careful. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Gotta learn to drive with the fear, man.
Yep. All right, so he crosses the line and finishes 20 seconds ahead of Holmes. That was a valiant effort. I know he's glad that it's over. Of course, Holmes is nursing some damage here too.
Yeah.
He's got, I think he's got some suspension damage on this car.
Yeah, it's not as bad with the steering there, but it's definitely not pointed straight.
Into coming through, gonna cross the line. And then I think Rodriguez is gonna come through.
I'm showing Rodriguez behind Almeida.
And he's laps down, but he did just cross the finish line to get the checkered flag. So now we have Almeida here, halfway through his lap, and actually,
Bringing it home.
hold on. Okay, never mind. Yeah, let's ride on board with him. Take a nice cruise, you know.
Oh, we cursed him.
That's all good. There's no pressure. He's the only driver on track. He can ride the wall the whole way home if he'd like, until the server forwards.
Just reminds me of that song by Cake.
Yeah.
Oh no!
We should cue that song up as he's driving. No, stay in it. Don't RTG. There you go,
Yeah,
Almeida.
keep going. Yeah.
Let's go.
There
Let's
you
go.
go.
Good job.
Everybody's cheering you
Yes.
on. Who knows what kind of damage he's got from the rest
That's
of his
the
race.
spirit. I got the driver cam, so
Love it.
there doesn't seem to be any steering issues, but definitely nursing some other damage.
You know, I was thinking real hard about skipping the race tomorrow night. Just, I'm way off pace, can't even complete a valid lap. Seeing these guys stick it out, waiting on an 8-minute pit stop, watching Almeida come across this line, knowing good and well there's nobody else on track, I feel like it's my duty to actually take part in the race tomorrow. These guys have done a good job tonight, sticking with it on a super punishing track. Yeah, the race review is going to be done by the time Almeida comes across the line.
Yeah. I believe it.
You know, I hate to say it, but do you guys want to get the interviews going?
Yeah, why not?
Let's
Sure.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ping some people in the chat, and we're gonna let Almeida finish this lap, and hopefully get some interviews queued up. Yeah, again, big shout out to Almeida for finishing.
Unfortunately, not seeing Cortez in the race review.
Yeah.
Maybe he has work or something.
There it is. Robert Almeida brings it home in P18.
Which is almost halfway up the field.
Nice. That was good. I'm glad he finished. That was a good way to send that off. All right. Let's see who we got. So I pinged everybody. Yeah, Eaton is down, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull him in. Get him in the right one. Mark Anthony, welcome to the booth.
Hi.
Man, what a race. That was exciting to watch all the way around. We were curious if how the pit stops were going to go and how it was all going to shake out. How was the race from your perspective?
Well, first of all, the word of the day is survival. Just trying to keep the car on the road around the entire race. Never raced her before. So just learning, trying to not crash. Pit stops weren't too bad. I had my engineer this week again. Once again, big up his up chat. He kind of just called a pit stop when he was ready to do it. He also gave me a very stern talking to. Said don't engage anybody right before the race started. I was like, all right, cool, no problem. So that's just how we kind of attacked the race. Anybody who was quicker, we just let by and hope we got them back through some attrition issues later.
Yeah, we saw a few other drivers kind of take that posture where it was a pass for position, but it was almost like you know, depending on where you do it, if you yield to the right spot, you really don't lose any time. And a pass that could potentially be inevitable or contact ruin your race, it's smart to let them go, and worked out really well for you.
Yeah,
So-
just every race at this point is kind of the same. Just try and survive it, get to the end, and try and be consistent.
Yeah. So what about your pit stop phase? What was the cue with that one? Where were you? Because we noticed you came in, I think ahead. There were 2 cars ahead of you battling, and you came in, and if I'm remembering that correctly.
Coming down the front straight, my engineer and I were having a discussion on if I could manage another lap. On my response was if I update traction control by about 3 clicks, I can survive a lap. And he was like, "Okay, cool, it's time to pit."
Yeah.
So he had brought up the pit stop from before, so he had just said, check your pit stop strategy, and then we're pitting next stop. Yeah.
Nice. Nice, man. Well, good result for you. Kept it clean. Did you have any contact or any kind of damage at all?
I don't think so.
Nice.
I touched a wall, but besides that, no.
Just a little bit. Yeah, nice. Most people had some amount of damage tonight, so but yeah, good result. Congrats on that P3.
Thank you. I think this was the first race where I went into the pit stop and there was no like prompting to turn off the fixed body work on it. So
Oh, nice.
progress.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
This track too. That's a huge win.
Yeah, I know. It's almost expected on this track, so that's awesome. Cool, man. Well, congrats again. Next week is Coda in the Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looking forward to that one or not?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody really is.
I mean, I prefer Kota in the Rain to Nordschleife, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we were kind of talking about
Yeah.
that on the stream. Is you got a difficult track, following a difficult track with a bunch of corners. So
Yeah. Like it's bad, but it's not that bad.
yeah,
In relation to today.
I know, especially in ACC track limits, it's going to be tough on that one, especially in the rain. It's going to be people potentially going off and getting dinged. So we may see some drive throughs. So that'll be another one of just drive and survive the race.
Yep.
Anyway, cool. Well, we will send you back to the race review and let you
Congrats
get
on
back to that.
P3.
Yeah, congrats,
you.
man.
Yeah, congrats, man, and thanks for representing the Caribbean. I see you.
You go. All right. Aoki said he is down. I'll let.
Get driver of the day in here.
Yeah, there you go. I'll let you guys. One of you guys take it. Hey, Ren, welcome to the booth.
AOP.
Hello.
Congratulations on a mighty P2. If I remember correctly, gained 17 positions. So what was going through your head when working your way up through the field to get to a podium finish?
The only thing going through my head was thinking that Cortez had it easy and he didn't have to pass a single car to win.
I think he was kind of taking it easy too, because he took last lap or fastest lap on the last lap, and it was by like 3 seconds or something like that.
I really tried. I burned up my whole front tires trying to catch up to him during the second half after the pit stops, and nope, he was just too out of reach. And the only thing I could think of in that moment was, man, if I didn't invalidate my 2 qualifying laps, I would be up there.
Yeah, I think
That's the only thing I was thinking.
I don't know how your invalid lap went, but the time was good for P2.
My time, I think, was 20 flat.
Yeah.
So around there, P1, P2. So I'm a little bit disappointed by qualifying, but, that doesn't disqualify the redemption race.
No, it was an incredible racecraft there. Managed to get 15 precisions in Nordschleife. It's not easy, and you seem to make all the right decisions. When to pit, when to attack, when to hold back. It was very, very well done.
And props to everybody in the division for being so on top of their game today. Most of them. They were very great. They showed a lot of racecraft today, and when it counted most. So yeah, I'm just glad that the race went well.
And yeah, gaining 17 positions. I think that was the most out of anybody else in the rest of the race. So
That must be a league record right there.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I think season 6. I remember Pat Cockcroft made like I don't know what position he ended up, but he qualified pole, had a drive through because it was an invalid start out of position, and then won the race. I don't know how many positions he got back up. But,
Oh, I remember
but
that.
again, he started pole though, so I think with your start, you may be most positions gained to the highest spot. All the way up to P2.
Well, we'll have to see about that. But thank you guys for doing the commentating. I always enjoy watching back the stream, and I'm looking forward to watching back this one.
There's a lot of action in the first half, that's for sure. It was and the pip, I kept going, I'm going to go to this one and go back 30 seconds. Here's another one, 30 seconds. So.
It was the replay cam, not the pip cam.
Just going through the field on the track, there were at least a dozen incidents on my way up. So I can't wait to see the rest of them I missed.
Yeah, we missed a couple too. It was all over the place.
Sure.
Alrighty, well, I think I'm gonna let you guys go.
Cool. All right. Cool. Thanks, man. I will send you back to the race review. All right. I think that's it. I don't believe Cortez is around for. Yeah, I don't think he's around.
Yep, he is not around. So, Coda next week in the wet. It should be another very entertaining race to watch. Potential for quite a few incidents, but D4, they've cleaned up their act quite a bit. I mean, Nordschleife, going to be some exceptions. It's one of the hardest tracks to drive on. But overall, turn 1 I thought was pretty good considering what other turn 1s looked like at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of bumping in the back, but it wasn't. I don't think it was any big sins. Which I think it was mostly like turn 2, so we kind of got some action caught up. But yep, everybody survived for the most part out of that and soldiered on. So yeah, next week, I may or may not be streaming. So we'll see if I'm able to commentate. May or may not be traveling, but if not, I hope you guys have a good one. And if I can't stream, I'll be watching.
Cool.
Anyway, cool. We will end it off there. Anything else, guys?
No, that's it.
Yep.
Looking forward to Coda.
All right. Awesome.